A warm good morning to one and all. I introduce myself, Dr. B. Revati, HOD and Associate Professor, Department of Pharmacology, Quiz College of Pharmacy, IPGA Andhra Pradesh State Branch, Women Forum Coordinator. Respected guests, eminent speaker, faculty colleagues, and my dear super active students. Heartily welcome and warm good morning for attending the international webinar jointly hosted by South Zone IPJ Women Forum of South States, Andhra Pradesh. Karnataka, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu states together have organized this event. Happy World Pharmacist Day to all. As a part of World Pharmacist Day celebrations, today we have organized this webinar with a theme of medical devices, regulation, and vigilance in medicines, safeguarding the healthcare. Today, we have the guest speaker, Sri Venkatesh Sir, Assistant Drug Inspector, Karnataka, discussing about the medical devices regulations, and guest speaker, Siddharaju Devipriya, Pharmacovigilance Associate, PVPI, Madras Medical College, Chennai, about the vigilance in medicines and safeguarding healthcare. And today, our chief guest, Dr. Manju Singh Ma'am, National Coordinator, National Co-Chairperson, IPG, is also a special invitee in this webinar. We are ecstatic to have our guests and speakers join us today. We believe this is an excellent opportunity to get encouraged and inspired to think beyond. At the outset, warm greetings and best wishes are conveyed by Dr. Atul Nasser Sir, National President IPGA and State President IPGA South Zone States, and Dr. Jaybalan Sir, President IPGA Alwar Chapter, Rajasthan. Relax and enjoy the morning session. I feel pleasure to introduce Dr. B. Kumdaveni Ma'am, IPGA National Joint Secretary South, Assistant Professor, College of Pharmacy, Madras Medical College, to give opening remarks. Over to Kumdaveni Ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning. Distinguished guests, IPGA office bearers, and executive members, respected colleagues, pharmacy faculty, participants, and dear students. It is an honor to join you on the celebration of World Pharmacist Day organized by the IPGA South Zone Women's Forum. Our theme, Medical Devices Regulation and Vigilance in Medicines. Safeguarding Healthcare highlights the vital role of regulation and vigilance in ensuring patient safety, quality, and trust. In today's fast-evolving healthcare landscape, the safety of medical devices and medicines is not only a regulatory duty, but also a moral responsibility. As innovations transform care, we must ensure that regulatory systems stay agile and evidence-based, while vigilance remains our strongest tool to detect risk and protect patients. By linking device regulation and medicine vigilance, we recognize their interconnectedness, especially with modern drug device combinations and advanced diagnostics. This integrated approach is essential for strengthening healthcare. Today, let us reaffirm our commitment to safety, transparency, and continuous improvement. May this session inspire us to share ideas, learn best practices, and build stronger systems for safer, more effective healthcare. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Over to Revati, ma'am.
Thank you, Ma'am. That was really good. So this is the first time we were organizing together this webinar. So very happy to see all the faces here, all the women forum people in the South Zone. Now it's time, it's time to invite Dr. Mahalakshmi Ma'am, IPGA Women Forum South Zone Coordinator from Kerala, to deliver the keynote remarks. Over to Mahalakshmi Ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning, all those who are joining virtually today on this Sunday morning. On behalf of the IPGA Women Forum South Zone, I am delighted to welcome each of you to this special online webinar celebrating the World Pharmacists Day in conjunction with Pharmacovigilance Week. Even though we are connected through our screens, the enthusiasm and commitment of this vibrant gathering of educators, students, regulatory experts, and healthcare professionals can be felt across every corner of South Zone and beyond. Your participation reflects your collective dedication to patient safety, innovation, and the advancement of our profession. As the South Zone coordinator, I feel privileged to host this session that shines a spotlight on the critical role pharmacists play in ensuring the safety and as well as efficacy of using medicines. Pharmacovigilance reminds us that our responsibility does not end with dispensing a prescription. It continues as we monitor, report, and educate for the well being of every patient. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our distinguished speakers, our National IPGA Women Forum leadership, Dr. Manju Singh ma'am, and the organizing team of every state, Karnataka, Telangana, Andhra, Tamil Nadu, and even Kerala, for making this virtual event a reality. A warm welcome to every participant who has taken time out of this Sunday to share in learning. Let us use this digital platform not just to listen, but to engage. Please make the most of the chat box and the question answer features, ask questions, and share insights. Together, we can strengthen our networks and inspire new initiatives for the safety and health of our communities. Once again, welcome to this online celebration of Pharmacists Day and Pharmacovigilance Week. May this webinar be insightful, interactive, and truly memorable. One more thing, today our national president's birthday is there, so I want to wish him a happy birthday on this webinar. Happy birthday, Nasser sir, on behalf of IPGA Women Forum as a whole. Okay, over to Revati ma'am.
Thank you, Mahalakshmi ma'am. So very nice to remind us that it's a President's birthday. Happy birthday, sir, on behalf of South June Women Forum. I'm delighted to invite today's chief guest, Manju Singh ma'am, National Coordinator IPGA, to share her insights about today's program. I welcome Manju Singh ma'am and hand over session to the ma'am.
Revati. It's indeed a great, moment of honor for me also that, you all have done a wonderful job. You all have joined together, and especially I would like to mention over here Dr. Mahalakshmi, Dr. Revati, the entire team of IPGA Women Forum from South Zone who are working so, well, and they're working so well in organizing such event. And special mention over here, Dr. Mahalakshmi, the South Zone coordinator, Dr. B. Kumudevani, IPGA Women Forum Joint Secretary from South Zone, Dr. B. Revati, Andhra Pradesh State Coordinator, Mrs. N. Nandini, Karnataka State Coordinator, Dr. K. Lakshmi, Tamil Nadu, Remaya Gayatri, Kerala State Coordinator. Really, great. Means I would like to really mention a entire team members that you people are doing wonderful job. And this you will say that it's a coincidence also that today is the Daughters Day. So I would like to wish you all happy Daughters Day to all the the daughters, the mothers of the daughters, the fathers of the daughters. A happy Daughters Day. And further, this is also a coincidence that this is being celebrated together with the 9 days of where we worship Adi Shakti. So let's all join hands together to mention over here the reverence to the eternal energy. And you all are symbolic of Shakti. Especially at this platform, I would like to mention one thing, that IPGA Women Forum is the only forum that has been constituted by IPGA that that gets the every time whenever there is a meeting, we get the lot of appreciation from the central team members. So again, round of applaud to the IPGA Women Forum. Of you all women pharmacists who are doing wonderful job, that I are doing so wonderful. And one more thing, that you all are doing such a wonderful, bringing all the women pharmacists together, because we know in so many activities, whether at home, whether at office, they are everywhere. So this is really a great job to bring all the women together. I would like to especially heartfelt thanks to the organizers, the speakers of this event. Uh, uh, I'm sure that this event is going to be wonderful, which is on medical devices, regulations and vigilance in medicine, safeguarding the healthcare. So this is really the need of the hour also, where we get to be more acquainted with these medical devices. And relating to the theme of IPG, the World Pharmacist Day, which is Think Health, Think Pharmacist. This is also so realistic, because earlier when we used to talk about the pharmacists, they were just considered as the dispensers of the medicine. But now the things have changed. We are not mere the dispensers now. We are actually the educators, the scientists, the regulators. You think of the pharmacists, they are everywhere. And I think the time has come up where when people think of pharmacy, when they think of whenever they are in trouble, in any case like relating to healthcare, the pharmacist is the first person who will come to their mind. This is so important, and this has become even more realistic after the advent of COVID-19. And we are the pharmacy of the world also. We all are aware of it. So I'm hopeful that this event is going to be definitely a great success. And warm congratulations to the entire team of IPGA Women Forum. Keep on doing great work, and I'm really hopeful soon we'll meet also. We'll have an offline meeting also of IPGA Women Forum. So congratulations once again to all of you. Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. That was truly inspiring, and this is your words made a special event today. So reminding all the Navaratri and Daughters Day. So that's really wonderful, and your support is always extended for South Zone. So thank you so much for joining us in spite of your busy schedule. It's time to hand over the session to Nandini ma'am, IPG Women Forum Karnataka State Coordinator, and recently elected as Joint Secretary of Karnataka Drug Enforcement Officers Association. And it is time to hand over to Nandini ma'am for guest speaker Sri Venkatesh sir, Assistant Drug Inspector and Karnataka State. Over to Nandini ma'am.
Yes. Good morning, one and all. First of all, I would like to mention the first speaker of today is Shri Venkatesh sir. He's the Assistant Drugs Controller of Karnataka. So good morning, one and all, my dear fellow pharmacists, officers of Drugs Control Department of Karnataka and other states. So teaching professionals, participants from industry, students and other fields. First of all, happy World Pharmacist Day to all of you. Let me take this opportunity to thank IPGA National President and my fellow IPGians, and also Shri K. Srinivas, Honorable Commissioner, Food and Drugs Administration, Karnataka, and Dr. Umesh S., Additional DC and Licensing Authority, FDA, Karnataka, for extending their support for this event. I would also like to thank Shri Raghuram Nidavanda, ADC Karnataka, and the former president of KDCD EOA, and also Shri B.R. Venkatesh, ADC of and the current president of Karnataka State Drug Control Enforcement Officers Association, and all the office bearers for their unwavering support. With a great pleasure, I would like to introduce the first speaker of today, that is our ADC from Karnataka, Shri Venkatesh S. He has completed his diploma in pharmacy from JNMC, then B Pharmacy from National College of Pharmacy, Shimoga, M Pharmacy from GCP, Government College of Pharmacy, Bengaluru, and he stood second rank to the Mysore University during his B Pharm, and also he is a distinction holder in M Pharmacy. So he started his career at Cipla Limited, Bengaluru, and worked at Cadila Laboratories, Ahmedabad, then Zod Pharmaceuticals, Bengaluru, worked as lecturer at Kripanidhi College of Pharmacy, Bengaluru, and worked at Karnataka Antibiotics and Pharmaceuticals Limited. So later he joined Drugs Control Department of Karnataka as a drugs inspector and worked at the headquarters, and he was in charge of the manufacturing units inspections, then licensing, then unlicensed premises, then filing prosecutions, etc. He has promoted as Assistant Drugs Controller and later posted at the headquarters, and also now he is from July 25, he is serving as ADC at Vijaypur Circle. So he has participated in several national and international pharma summit, conducted several workshops on medical device regulations and drugs, and on revised Schedule M. As a part of Drug Control Department, Karnataka, he has taken taken a lot of initiation in the digitalization of the services rendered by the department. And 26 services are online, of which 16 services are paperless in Karnataka. And Karnataka was the first country to deliver the services online. So he's the knowledge bank, I can say, of our department. And with great pleasure, I request Sri Venkateshius, the beloved Assistant Drugs Control of Karnataka, to talk on the Medical Device Rules 2017. So thank you and welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, Nandini, for introducing me. Good morning, everyone. I wish everyone happy World Pharmacist Day and happy Daughters Day. I thank all the organizers for giving an opportunity to deliver speech, to deliver on medical device regulations. First of all, let me tell that medical device regulations, though it is defined in 1955 itself, I think. Am I audible?
Sir, your video is not coming, sir. You're audible, but
You're audible, sir. Video.
yes.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Happy World Pharmacist Day and then Happy Daughters Day to everyone. Thank you all for having given me an opportunity to deliver or to share whatever the knowledge little I have acquired on the medical devices. So I wish to tell that the medical device regulations are 7 years old baby. Okay, though it was introduced in the drug definition in 1955, so rules have been introduced in 2017 onwards. Can you share the PPT?
Yes, sir. We'll
Yeah,
share.
yeah. Or if you want me to tell like that, I can.
It's visible, na, sir?
Yeah. Yeah, fine.
Ma'am, first slide, ma'am.
Yeah. I was told that most of the students have joined this webinar or seminar. We should really thank COVID in one or the other way. It has made us to join online through Zoom meetings and all those things. Otherwise, we were not having this access to join through Zoom or webinars. Okay. So let me start with my medical device work this webinar. See, all of you know that now medical device sector is considered as a sunrise sector in India. India is the fastest growing medical device market amongst the emerging markets. There is a huge potential to cater the devices to the domestic and then international market. Medical device industry is a technology-driven in the sector and is attracting the young scientists and the researchers to tackle the health issues with the advanced scientific approach. Several organizations are engaged in innovation for addressing important health issues. The startup ecosystem in India's medical device sector is diverse and vibrant. Unlike the drugs, developing and designing the device is faster. The next slide, madam. So the advancement of the sector is to an extent that brain-computer interface is implanted, which is capable of translating through thought into action, which can monitor and simulate brain activity using electrical currents, that is Neuralink. Neuralink aims to help people with paralysis to communicate by allowing them to remotely control devices using brain activity. So this was is discovered by the Elon Musk Foundation, and then which is really a boon for people with the Parkinson's. Okay. This sector is a hope for certain disorders where there is no therapy and most of the unmet medical treatments are addressed by this sector. Especially in case of disability, where the mobility is where mobility where okay. So where the drug really does not work, the medical devices will help the disabled people and keep them on moving. Next slide, madam. So healthcare and medical device sectors in India have grown significantly in the last decade. So we call pharmacy India as a pharmacy of the world, but Indian pharmacy has got a history of 75 years, while medical device is just 10 years old. And then we have achieved a lot in the medical device sector. And we are proud to say that India is the fourth largest Asian medical device market after Japan, China, and South Korea, and among the top 20 medical devices market globally. In spite of this, there is a huge gap in the current demand and supply of medical devices in India. As an overall, 70 to 80% of medical devices are even today we are importing it, and at present, many manufacturers are chasing this massive under-penetration market of medical devices in India and has a significant growth opportunity. The government has come up with multiple initiatives and policies to promote Indian medical device sector. It was recognized as a focus sector in 2014 by the government of India, and under the Make in India campaign. In the Union Budget 25-26, 99,858 crore was allocated as a for the health sector. Next slide, madam.
Okay.
Next slide. Market size. So the medical device sector, no, previous slide. Previous. Market size. The medical device sector in India comprises large multinational, small, and then mid-sized companies. India's medical device industry valued at 1,02,660 crores in the year 2024, and is a growth at a robust 15% CAGR over the past 3 years, and is projected to reach 4,27,750 crores by 2025. The sector is a hub for innovation, attracting and venture seed and then venture capital funding. Diagnostic equipment market to reach $6 billion by 2027, up from $4 billion. In the year 24, India exported medical device worth 32,338 crores and imported medical devices valued at 69,980 crores. To increase export of medical device in the country, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and Central CDSCO implemented the following initiatives: re-examination and then implementation of Schedule M3 system of export labeling, clinical evaluation and adverse reporting clarification, state licensing authority to extend free sale certificate validity from 2 years to 5 years and to allow exports, create a list of manufacturers with export licensing for easy access to regulatory authorities worldwide. The major difference between the drugs and medical devices are very simple. Here, see, drugs are based on the chemistry and pharmacology, but in case of medical devices, it is based on the engineering. Drugs, safety and efficacy. So in case of medical device, safety, performance, and accuracy. In case of drugs, it is a clinical trials based on the clinical trials. And in case of medical device, it is clinical evaluation. In case of drugs, GMP is in picture, and in case of medical device, it is QMS. So in case of drugs, they act on the local and then systemic toxicity, and in case of medical device, they should be safe and biocompatible. So in case of drugs, they have got a long product life cycle, but in case of medical device, they got short product life cycle. Here I wish to tell that in case of drugs, we say that long product life cycle. For example, if we take a paracetamol was discovered in the year 1877, and till today we are using the paracetamol, that is we are using since 148 years. While in case of medical devices, the life cycle of these devices is uncertain. For example, if you take an X-ray machines when they were discovered, they were bulky and then were huge. Now we have got X-ray machines they are portable and then they can be carried in the pocket also. Okay, so that is the difference between the drugs and the medical devices. And then drug interaction in case of a drug, and in case of medical devices, it is different. device malfunction. So I'm unable to see my PPT.
Now can you see, sir?
Yeah. So the medical device rules, I think all of you are aware. I think most of the students who have joined for their information, I wish to say that the medical device rules were introduced in India on 31st January 2017 by GSR 78E, but however, it was made enforceable from first day of January 2018. See, the major topics which are covered under the medical device regulations are manufacture of medical devices and sale, import of medical devices, sale of medical devices, registration of laboratory for carrying out tests and evaluation. Next slide, madam.
Okay.
So the major topics which are covered under the medical device regulations are manufacture of medical devices, sale and distributions of medical devices, import of medical devices, sale of medical devices specifically, which was introduced in the year 2022, and then registration of laboratory of carrying out tests or evaluation, that we call it as an approved laboratories in case of drugs, but in case of medical devices, we call it as a registration of laboratory for carrying out of test or evaluation. So I will be correlating with the drugs and the devices so that it will be easy to understand. Okay. Next slide, please. So salient features of the medical device rules are medical devices are classified based on the risk. The provisions of the notified body who inspects the notified manufacturing facilities which manufactures Class B devices and then submits the report to the licensing authorities based on which the recommendations are given. So the medical device regulations are based on the QMS, that is ISO 13485. Then provisions related to the essential principles. On these essential principles, I wish to tell that, make a note that essential principles, there is a specific guidelines which was published in the year 2018, which is also available on the website of Director of General Health. And provisions for clinical investigation, this is in case of new medical devices, and provisions to designate or establish central government medical device testing laboratories. Now they have also introduced for the setting up of a state medical device testing laboratories from 2023 onwards. Next slide, please. So I wish everyone should concentrate on this slide. See,
Okay.
Hope everyone is aware of the drug definition, which is defined under Section 3B of the Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940 and rules thereunder. There, under 4th para, the device is also defined in the way back in the year 1955, which says that such devices intended for internal or external use in the diagnosis, treatment, mitigation or prevention of disease or disorder in human beings or animals, as may be specified from time to time by the central government by notification in the official gazette after consultation with the board. The same medical device definition was again mentioned in the GSR 78, which was published on 31/1/2017, which defines that medical device as a substance used for in vitro diagnosis and surgical dressing, surgical bandages, surgical staples, surgical sutures, ligatures, blood and blood component, collection bag, and with or without anticoagulant covered under subclass 1. Substances including mechanical contraceptive, condoms, intrauterine devices, disinfectants, and insecticides notified in the official gazette under subclass 2. Devices notified from time to time under subclass 4 of class B of section 3 of the Act. See the difference between this and then this. See, this was published in the year 1955, where it says clearly that whatever the medical device which are notified by the government of India only can be considered as a medical device. In case of this definition, it is little bit elaborative, and then it also interprets the same definition as which was mentioned in 1955. But next level to this is the major definition which is a game changer definition for the medical device regulations. So this was published in the year 2020, wide GSR number 648 on 11/2/2020, and which is effective from 1/4/2020. This defines that all devices, including an instrument, apparatus, appliance, implant, material, or other article, whether used alone or in combination, including a software or an accessory intended by its manufacturer to be used especially for human beings or animals, which does not achieve the primary intended action in or on human body or animals by any pharmacological or immunological or metabolic means, but which may assist in its intended function by such means for one or more of the specific purpose of diagnosis, prevention, monitoring, treatment, or elevation of any disease or disorder. Diagnosis. So I'm reading this definition, which is published in the year 2020. So for the benefit of all the people who have joined this workshop, I wish to tell that, see, here it limits that only it should be notified. Here it says the same thing, but the definition which is published in the year 2020, it doesn't limit, or it doesn't say that this can be considered only as a medical device. So after this is published, there is no necessity to notify any device specifically by the Government of India. Anything, any device or instrument or apparatus which is used for 1, 2, 3, and 4, which are there, which are defined, that is invariably it attracts the medical device rules, and then it falls under the regulation, and then invariably the manufacturer has to take the license based on the risk-based classification, whether it is a class A, class B, class C, or class D. That is the elaborate definition of the medical device. So by this, all the classes, class A, class B, class C, and class D, are under the regulations. Even if we come across any instance where the person has not taken a manufacturing license, we should insist him to take the license under the medical device rules. Okay, so this is the game changer definition in case of medical devices. Next slide, please. Am I clear?
Sir, it is very clear.
Yeah, next slide, please. So based on the risk, the medical devices are classified under 4 categories. So that is the low risk, it is class A, low to moderate class B, and moderate to high risk class C, and then high risk class D. Here the class A and then class B is the powers are vested with the state licensing authority, and in case of moderate, high risk and then high risk, that is class C and then class D, the powers are vested with the Central Drug Licensing Authority, that is CLA, Central Licensing Authority, that is CDSCO. So in case of class A and then class B, so with the powers are with the State Licensing Authority. But in case of the sales of any of these 4 classes, the powers are vested with the SLA. Clear? Next slide, please. See, this is what the first definition of the drugs which I was telling that. So as per the first definition, which was published in the year 1955, only 37 devices were notified, and then we were giving the permissions only for these 37 definitions. Later on, when the definition which was published in the year 2020, this becomes obsolete, and then every device which is used for the treatment, disorder, diagnosis, so invariably they fall on the ambit of the medical device regulations. Next slide, please. So standards for medical devices. So I hope everyone is aware that drugs are defined, the drug standards are defined under the 2nd schedule and under the Rule 124 of the Drugs and Cosmetics Act. Similarly, standards for medical devices are defined under Rule 7 of Medical Device Rules 2017. The Medical Device Rules, Rule 2017, under Rule number 7, it says clearly that medical devices shall conform to the standards laid down by BIS standards, or it should have notified by the central government from time to time, or it should comply with the ISO or IEC or any other standards or pharmacopoeial standards. If all the above are not available, then device shall conform to the validated manufacturer's standards. So invariably the medical device should comply with the standards which are defined under the Rule 7. Similarly, the drugs are defined under the Rule 124 and in the 2nd schedule. And in case of cosmetics, the standards are under the 9th schedule and as well as the 39th rule. Okay, so yeah, for the benefit of you people, I wish to tell that in case of BA standards, as on date, there are 23,727 standards, of which 1,700 standards are there for the medical devices, which are published by the Government of India. And in case of ISO standard, there are 25,000 standards, of which there are 2,500 standards are there for the medical devices. So and for first as of now, 1,700 are there for the medical devices, and the first standard which is published by the BIS is for the Indian national flag. Okay, which is a 23 pages standard, which specifies the standards for about the national flag. Similarly, there are 1,700 BIS standards for the medical devices, which are published by the BIS. Next slide, please. So new definitions which are there. There are several definitions, of which these are important, which I feel we should be aware of these definitions. One is a medical device, predicate device, new in vitro diagnostic device, notified body, medical device officer, medical device testing officer, near patient testing, central medical device testing laboratory, and short-term use. Next. So in the medical device rules, which is published in the year 2017, it comprises of 12 chapters, 8 schedules, and then 43 forms, and then 97 rules. In case of drugs, we have got 170 rules, and in case of medical devices, we have got 97 rules. In case of cosmetics, we have got 107 rules. So out of these 12 chapters, so as a SLA, almost all chapters are important except for the chapter 7 and then chapter 5. So out of these 12 chapters, so CLA has got authority on the chapter 5, chapter 7, and chapter 7, yes. And SLA is interested with all these chapters, where each and every chapter are important. And in case of a sales, the chapter 9, duties and powers of medical device officer, medical device testing officer, and notified body. Notified body, again, it vested with the CLA. And regulations of laboratory, so it's also vested with the CLA, but testing laboratories may be set up in any of the state. And sale of medical devices, chapter 11. Okay, next slide, please. So as I said that there are 8 schedules. First schedule is on the classification of medical device and then IVD. This plays an important role to ensure when the manufacturer make an application, whether it falls under the class A, class B, class C, and then class D. Based on the definitions over there and based on the criteria which are mentioned at the schedule 1. So the classification of the medical devices are given in that. So if it falls under the class A and then class B, it comes under the state regulation and if state licensing. And if it falls under the class C and then class D, it falls under the CLA. Second schedule talks about the fees. And in case of class A and then class B, all of you are aware that 5,000 rupees is the 5,000 rupees is the fee for the registration of a firm, and then 500 rupees per product is the fees. And then in case of a sale registration, it is 3,000 rupees. Third schedule, it is a registration and functions of the notified body. Again, this under the CLA. Fourth, documents required for grant of manufacturing and import license. In this fourth schedule, again, it becomes important for the grant of manufacturing license. What are the documents which should be submitted online in the Sugam portal, that is CDSU MD online. And then fifth is a QMS. As we say, GMP, here QMS is very, very important, which is detailed in the fifth schedule of medical device rules. In case of the sixth, it is a post-approval and the major and the minor changes. This also happens through online. So seventh is a requirement to conduct a clinical investigation. It falls under the CLA. And the eighth is the exemption similar to the Schedule K, which is there in the drugs. So eighth schedule speaks about the exemptions of medical devices from the want of a manufacturing or the sale license, similar to the Schedule K under the drug rules. See, here the beauty of these medical device rules. So CDS had come up with a very good system of licensing system, that is CDSU MD online as a Sugam portal. Yeah, all licensing activity, whether it is a post-approval change, grant, retention, or the certificates like certificate like no conviction certificate, and then market standing certificate, and payment of a fees, everything happens online, and there is no physical file received in any of the offices, and then there is no physical interference, and from the filing of an application to the grant of a license, it happens through online. It happens through the online, and there is no physical file which is received or taken. Okay. Next slide, please. So medical device testing officer and medical device officer, as we have been notified under section 21. So similarly, the person or a drug inspector who are appointed under section 21 can also be notified as a medical device officer and the medical device testing officer in case of a government analyst. Government analyst who are appointed as under section 20 can also be notified as a medical device testing officer as per the rule 18 of medical devices, and as per section 21, drug inspectors who are appointed under section 21 can also be notified as a medical device officer as stipulated under rule 18 of medical device rules 2017. So in state of Karnataka, next slide please. In case of in state of Karnataka, from drug inspector to the drug controller, we have been notified as a medical device officers from 29/2018 onwards. So manufacture of medical devices for sale or distribution. So Class A and Class B, manufacturers shall apply through an identified online portal of ministry with the requisite documents as per 4th schedule, as I already explained you. No audit for Class A device prior to the grant of license, and the audit may be carried out within 120 days from the date of issue of license for Class A. So here it is very clear that no, as required under Rule 20 of medical devices, no prior inspection is required for grant of devices falling under Class A. So further to that, again, the Government of India has published one more notification, wide GSR 777, so wherein which non-sterile and the non-measurable devices, even there is no requirement of a medical device license. So only if the manufacturer registers in case of a non-sterile and the non-medical, non-measurable devices, that itself is sufficient. You need not apply for license. The audit for Class B device is necessary prior to the grant of manufacturing license, and the audit shall be carried out within 90 days from the date of application, and report should be submitted within 30 days by notified body, and within 20 days, the license has to be granted by the SLA to the applicant. This is with respect to the Class B. Clear? Next slide, please.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. So scope of notified body, only Class A and Class B medical devices to verify QMS conformance at manufacturing site where necessary by inspection, and verification of essential requirements, and then verifying validation of manufacturing process through objective evidence, conformity of material with defined specification, and responsibility for ensuring conformance to QMS and conditions of license or registration. This is the scope of notified bodies. Next slide. So Class C and D, as I explained already, the application shall be made with the requisite documents and fees through online portal to the central government, that is to CLA. CLA may use the services of an expert and of a notified body, and may carry out an inspection within a period of 45 days from the date of application. No inspection of medical device manufacturing site for grant of loan license to be carried out if the site is already licensed to manufacture such devices. After completion of inspection, the inspection team shall forward the report to CLA through online portal. So here it is very clear that in case of a loan license application, so you need not you need not forward the application either to the notified body, or there is no necessity to re-inspect and then grant the license. Based on the parent firm license, the license can be granted. Either it can be under form MD5 or MD6, or in case of CND 9 or 10. Next slide, please. So this is in brief. So devices class activity. In case of import, it lies whether it is a class A, class B, class C, class D. It doesn't comes under SLA. It comes under the CLA, that is Central Licensing Authority. In case of manufacture of class A and then class B, the powers are vested with the CLA, and in case of class C and then class D, the powers are vested with the CLA. In case of permission to clinical investigation, permission from CLA. In case of sale, it is SLA. So sale here, I wish to explain that the sale licenses where they are having 20, 21, 20B or 21B, they need not go for the registration certificate that is under Form 41 or Form 42. So in case of sale, exclusively if they want to sell medical devices, the applicant may submit an application under Form 41, and the registration certificate will be given under Form 42. QMS verification, again, it happens by the notified body in case of a class A and then class B. And in case of QMS verification for class C and class D, it happens from CLA. Next slide, please. So requirement for application. So all these things are dealt under the 4th schedule and also in the 5th schedule. In case of class A, QMS compliance is required. In case of class B, QMS compliance is required. In case of class C, QMS compliance is required. And in case of class D, QMS compliance is required. So wherever the electrical safety is required for class B and class C, the certificate is required. Risk analysis report is required for all the medical devices which are falling under all the classes. Device master file. So though in the class A, it is not mentioned, but there are 7 documents which has to be submitted for the class A, either it is for the registration or for the licensing. In case of class B, it is required. In case of class C, it is required. In case of class D, it is required. In the device master file, in the 4th schedule, under appendix 2 and then appendix 3, the details are mentioned. The manufacturer has to submit as per the checklist which is there in the online. Biocompatibility data, invariably it has to be submitted for all the classes. Animal testing in case of class B and class C and then class D with the certificate of TSC and then BSc is required, where for this class B, class C and then class D. Clinical investigation is required for all class B, class C and then class D devices. Next slide, please. Duties of medical device officers. It is defined under the medical device rules from Rule 66 to 80 to inspect not less than once in a year all manufacturing sites within the areas assigned to him for complaints. Legal samples also can be drawn under the medical device rules. And then in case of a large large equipments, the sampling is not possible. So where it is self-explanatory. Maintain record of all inspection undertaken, drawing of a sample, seizure of stocks, and action taken by medical device officers in excess, and performance of duties, and to furnish copies of such records to the state and licensing authority. Investigation of any complaint related to the medical device, so MDO has to take up. Institute prosecution in relation to contravention of the provisions of the Act and these rules. So I wish to tell here, so though medical device rules are separately published, the section remains the same. All 38 sections which are covered under the drugs, all the sections which are there for the drugs are applicable to the devices also. May it be sampling procedure, may it be the violations, may it be the punishment class. So all the sections which are applicable for the drugs, same sections are applicable to the medical device rule, medical devices. Next slide, please. Sale of medical device, as I said that this is dealt in the chapter 11 of medical device rules. So in case if a firm is having wholesale under 20B and 21B, it is optional whether he wants it or doesn't require. But in case where they want to deal exclusively the medical devices, they can go for the registration certificate, which may be applied under MD Form 41, and the registration certificate will be issued under Form 42. So this also happens through online in the CDSO MD portal. Based on the applicant application, the states can put the application and then grant the registration certificate, and which are valid for the period of 5 years. So the fees for the registration certificate is 3,000 rupees. Next slide, please. Labeling of medical device, it is elaborative. This is dealt in the Rule 44 of the medical device rules, and invariably basically the device should consist of the following details: that is, name of the device, details necessary for the user identity and the device and its use, so manufacturing date, expiry date. And apart from this, there is one more notification by the Government of India where unique identification number has to be printed on the medical device, which comes with the device tracer, device identifier, and the serial number. Next slide, please. Same thing, similar to that of the drugs, the labeling of the medical devices is also defined, rules at Rule 44. The details which are to be mentioned on the label of the device have been detailed. Next slide, please. I think this is important for the regulators. Previous slide. This is important for the regulators. The students who are joined may not be of that much important. So in case of a drug, in Form 1, we send it through the court. But in case of the medical device, it is under Form MD 30. Through court, we have to send. And in case of a drugs, we receive a report from the CDL under Form 2. And in case of medical devices, we receive the report from the CDL under Form MD 31. And in case of drugs, it is Form 13. And in case of medical devices, it is MD Form 32. And in case of prohibitory order, in case of drugs, it is 15. And in case of medical device, it is 34. Seizure happens in case of drugs under Form 16. Seizure of medical device has to be carried out under Form 35. And in case of a drawing of a sample of a drug, it is under 17. And in case of medical device, it is under 36. And where you refuse to pay, it is under 17A. In case of medical devices, it is 37. And in case of government, in case of a drugs, the report of test and analysis, memorandum has to be sent in Form 18. And in case of medical device, the memorandum has to be sent under Form MD 38. And inspection is under 35. And here Form MD 11 is for the notified body, and MD Form 43 is for the inspection. As we write in the Form 35, we have to write Form 43 in case of sales and then manufacturing. So in case of drugs, in the state of Karnataka, it is online. And in case of medical device, still we are doing manual sampling. Next slide, please. So these are the snapshots of the comparison between the Form 1 and the Form 30. Similar to the Form 1, and here Form 30 is there. I think there are 5 to 6 slides which are detailed next for the drug and the devices. Next slides, please. You can skip these. You can skip these slides. It is a comparison between the drug and the devices. Next slide, please.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
You just tell me, sir, where I can stop.
Yeah. Now these are the forms. See, these are the forms. There are 43 forms which are published under the medical device rules. So which are highlighted in the red are more appropriate to the SLA, and then which are in the blue are more appropriate with the CLA. So there are 43 forms which are published in the medical device rules. MD3 is an application for the manufacture of devices falling under Class A and then Class B. MD4 is an application for the loan license. And similarly, if you make an application under MD3, the license is granted under the MD5. And if the license application is made under the MD4, that is the loan license, the license is granted under MD6. And in either of the case, the validity of a license is 5 years. Next slide, please. And similarly, if you want for a Class C and then Class D, if you make an application under 7, we will grant under the 9. And if the application is made under 8, the license is granted under 10. So 11 is the form in which the notified body gives the inspection report to the SLA. So all these things happens through online only. In case of test license, so it is granted by CLA again under MD13. The applicant has to submit the application under 12, and the test license is granted under MD13. Next slide, please. Next slide. Year report of test of evaluation under MD32, similarly what I have explained in the earlier slide. And in case of 39 and then 40, these are the registration of the approved lab, what we call it as an approved lab facility. In case of 36, Form 36, we are granting for the drugs. Sorry, application is made under Form 36 in case of drugs. Similarly, here the application is made under MD39 for the registration of private MDTL, and the approval or registration for the MDTL is given under the Form 40, what we give under 37 in case of drugs. And similarly, for the sale, application has to be submitted under Form 41 for sale registration, and the registration certificate is granted under Form 42. And Form 43 is the inspection book. Next slide, please. So latest on MD and IVD. So regulatory requirements for outsourcing sterilization activity of a medical device by a manufacturer under Medical Device Rules 2017. So this is the latest, which is published in the CDSCO website under the public notices on 24 June 2025. See, for the benefit of the officers who have joined, I wish to say that if if the sterilization has to be done for the medical devices, either it may be gamma sterilization or the ETO sterilization, do not insist the manufacturer to take a loan license. If the sterilization services are rendered by a company, and if it is having a license under MD, it is sufficient for him to carry out the sterilization on behalf of a manufacturer. The only thing is you have to keep in mind that both the license number has to be printed on the product, on the device. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So in case of sterilization, we should not insist the manufacturer to take a loan license on the parent company who is rendering the sterilization services. So this is the recent amendment or the recent thing as a part of a ease of doing business and for the convenience of the manufacturer. This has been brought in place and it is there in the website of CDSCO. So provision for system auto-generated neutral code by the manufacturer. This also you need not insist them to take the neutral code. You can ask the manufacturer to make an application online through CDSCO MD online. So auto-generated neutral code will be issued by CDSCO. Similarly, auto-generated no conviction certificate and market standing certificate option is there for the benefit of the manufacturer. So, and in case of having the classification to ascertain whether the device falls under the Class A, Class B, Class C, and then Class D, CDSCO has published merged existing medical device risk classification on 1st of January 2025. You got more than 3,000 to 4,000 devices which are classified based on the risk. So, which is also published in the CDSCO website. And regulatory, in case of a drawing of a sample by the state officers, you can go through this this circular which is published by the CDSCO on 9th February 2024, where it says whatever the quantity required for the sampling of a device and to which lab it has to be sent, either by the state or the central. So all those details are mentioned. The quantity of a sample required for sampling and to which lab the sample has to be sent for the test for the evaluation is been mentioned in that circular. And there are 13 notified bodies which are published by the CDSCO, which is also available in the public notice. Next slide, please. So further reading, as I said, that in case of risk classification, invariably to understand the classification of devices which are submitted by the applicant, but whether it falling under class A, class B, class C, and then class D, at easy reference is there in the website. Okay, and apart from the schedule 1, you can have the clear classification under this notification. A guidance document for medical devices, IPC. So this is a beautiful document. It comprises of 228 pages, wherein which it gives clear understanding about the medical device rules which are published in the year 2017, and the IPC has come out with the illustrations, examples, and what is that? Frequently asked questions are also published in that document. You can just download from the IPC website, which it is really a good guidance document for the benefit of all the officers, enforcement officers, even for the manufacturers. It will be helpful. So BIS standards, as I said, that there are 1,700 BIS standard for the devices, which can also be downloaded from the BIS. So this is the one more document, essential principle for safety and performance of medical devices, which will be useful for you people when you are processing the application which are made by the manufacturer. So whether it may be a class A and then class B device, these essential principles gives you the insight how the medical devices should be evaluated, and then what are the documents which are submitted by the manufacturer. Next slide, please. So there are several clusters in India. So basically, as I said, that we are having a lot of scope in the growth of the medical devices. Haryana, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Delhi, Telangana, and Tamil Nadu. These are the places where you got a medical device cluster or medical device park. So, and several major players are already though there is a geopolitical instability throughout the world, in spite of that, medical devices is not hampered as per se, and then we are doing good business. India is doing good business in case of medical devices. Next. Thank you. If any questions are there, I'm ready to take.
So for my question, so I have actually interest on medical devices. I was looking since 2 years. We were thinking of establishing this medical device manufacturing unit.
Okay.
So what were the basic suggestions you can give for us, sir?
First of all, madam, your medical device, you want to start up the manufacturing, huh?
Yes, yes.
So first of all, as I said, that the risk classification should be ascertained, whether the proposed medical device falls under the class A, class B, and then class C or class D. So if you go to the CDSO website, the checklist is mentioned in the CDSO website. So you can download the checklist. So if the predicate device is already there, so you need not go. It is easy for you to make an application based on the checklist, and based on the risk classification, you can submit an application to CDSCO.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Any other questions from the audience? You can unmute or you can put in the chat box.
I think first of all, to understand it takes time, then only the question will arise, I think.
No, actually, M-Pharmacy regulatory students are also available, sir. So I think that's
the problem. The problem is that it is not there in the curriculum or in the syllabus.
Yes, yes, sir. Exactly. I want to tell the same thing. Ground reality has been given by you.
Once the medical devices are covered under the syllabus or in the curriculum, definitely it will be more interesting.
Sir. New B Farm syllabus revised form is having this topic, sir.
Acha.
Elective subject. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Any questions you can put in the chat box and we will be replying. Sir also will be answering. Handovering session to the Nandini ma'am. Ma'am. Nandini ma'am. Okay, so that was really enlightening, sir. So your talk was really like in deep into the medical devices, the regulations and the licensing ways, and the new 2020 rules, which are defining really giving great information about the medical device licensing. So we don't know that only 37 is been devices are been included till 2017. And the updated rules and licensing has been given that a motivation to the BPharm students for going and understanding medical devices are going to be a future booming one. And the new definitions and rules and the ground reality of the importance of the regulations are being given. Hope the students have got the ground reality, the bridging between what they have studied and what the present scenario is happening in the world. So this is the latest updated live version of medical devices which have given is really a great guidance to our students and the faculty fraternity as well as the pharmacists and industries who have joined here. And your reference book, a guidance document for medical devices, surely I think this book quoted by you will be referred by the students, sir. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you for making this session very lively, sir.
Yeah, I thank you all. I thank the organizers for giving an opportunity for me to share about the medical devices. Last but not the least, I wish to say that the Bhagavad Gita says that Dharma Rakshati Rakshata. So similarly, if you protect Dharma, Dharma protects us. So similarly, I wish to say that far more Rakshati Rakshata. If you protect Pharma, Pharma will protect all of us. Thank you, one and all.
So that was really a great quotation for the day, sir. So that's truly inspiring to all the young generations and young minds who have joined the session today. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
A small token of appreciation on behalf of IPGA South Zone, sir. So this is the certificate of appreciation. We'll kindly mail you through the email ID. Now it's time to the second speaker, guest speaker. It's time to hand overing the session to Dr. K. Lakshmi ma'am from Tamil Nadu team, IPGA Women Forum coordinators. Ma'am, kindly hand over the session. Lakshmi
Yes,
ma'am.
madam. Yes, thank you. Hope I am audible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am Dr. Lakshmi, a convener of IPGA Women Forum, Tamil Nadu branch. So on behalf of the IPGA Women Forum South Zone, I once again extend a warm welcome to all of you to this second session on our virtual seminar on medical devices, regulation and vigilance in medicines, safeguarding healthcare. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our respected resource person for this session, Mrs. Siddhi Raju Devipriya. Mrs. Devipriya has a strong academic background, having completed her MPharm in pharmacy practice from JSS College of Pharmacy, Ooty in the year 2010 and BPharm from Nirmala College of Pharmacy, Kadapa, Andhra Pradesh in the year 2005. She is currently serving as a Pharmacovigilance Associate under PVPI at Madras Medical College, Chennai, a position she has held since March 2014. Her academic journey includes roles as assistant professor at Vikas Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Rajamundry, from 2010 to 2014, and as a lecturer at SPD Institute of Pharmacy, Bangalore, 2005 to 2008. Her commitment to pharmacovigilance and healthcare is evident through her achievements. She received an appreciation letter from the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission as a top performing pharmacovigilance associate during the annual assessment 2018-19. She was also honored with the Best Teacher Award in 2012 at Vikas Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Rajamundry. Mrs. Devi Priya has been an invited speaker at several forums, delivering insightful talks on the importance of adverse drug reactions reporting and the recent advances in pharmacovigilance. She has organized and conducted training programs on pharmacovigilance for MBBS, MD, BDS, MDS, MPharm, BPharm, and BSc nursing students, and also provided hands-on training on VigiFlow to postgraduate students. She has successfully organized 4 CMEs and 4 advanced level training programs at the Regional Training Center and ADR Monitoring Center located at Madras Medical College, Chennai. Adding to her credit, she has also published several research articles in reputed national and international journals. With such an impressive professional journey and invaluable contributions to the field of pharmacovigilance, we are truly privileged to have her with us today. Let us all warmly welcome Mrs. Siddhi Raju Devi Priya to share her expertise with us. Ma'am, we welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your kind introduction. Warm good morning to one and all present in this forum. I would like to thank you all for inviting me as a guest speaker for this today's session. Shall I start sharing my presentation, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yeah. Are my slides visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, but it has to be changed to slideshow mode.
Yeah. Just a minute.
Last icon, ma'am. In the right, last icon.
No, here.
You could not able to see?
Yeah.
Or if you have keyboard, you can press F5, ma'am.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. F5 I have clicked.
Okay, but it's not changing.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Now it's in slideshow mode. Thank you,
Yeah,
ma'am.
okay, ma'am. Okay. My video. So, happy Pharmacist Day and happy Daughters Day to everyone present in this forum today's online webinar. So, I would like to emphasize on pharmacovigilance, the PVPI perspectives today. So, I will be briefly explaining about the basic concepts under this pharmacovigilance and a little bit history about this pharmacovigilance, what happened in the previous, previous incidences towards this pharmacovigilance, which were not identified as pharmacovigilance activities at that time, and later on how this pharmacovigilance has been evolved with the thalidomide tragedy. And later on, coming to the Pharmacovigilance Program of India, how it was evolved in India and how it has reached to its highest achievements till today date. So, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Absolutely fine. You can carry on.
Yeah, thank you. So this is my today's topics agenda, the basics of ADRs, history and need of pharmacovigilance. Here I have shortly given as PV. PV is denoted as pharmacovigilance, and the need of pharmacovigilance. Pharmacovigilance in India, role of pharmacovigilance program of India, PVPI stakeholders, ADR monitoring centers, national and international collaborations coming under PVPI as stakeholders, and ADRs, what, where, who, and how to report, and the ADR reporting, what were the outcomes under PVPI program. So coming to the definition, I think everyone might be knowing, but even then, in order to recall, I have put this slide. So this pharmacovigilance is the science and activities relating to the detection, assessment, understanding, and prevention of adverse drug reactions or any other drug-related problems. It's not related to the events or the side effects of a drug, not only the side effects, but also other drug-related problems like medication errors or efficacy related issues can also be reported as under this umbrella called pharmacovigilance, and this is the definition given by the WHO, World Health Organization. So let us see what is an adverse drug reaction. So an adverse drug reaction is a noxious. The name itself indicates noxious, which is maybe unwanted or which is not desirable, and which may be somewhat causing serious effects on human beings to whom the medicine has been given to. So noxious, unintended, or undesirable effect of a drug that occurs at doses used in humans for prophylaxis, diagnosis, therapy, or modifications of physiological functions. This is the adverse drug reaction. So this is pertaining to the ADRs. Whereas I told you in the previous slide, not only the ADRs, other medical problems can also be reported. So for example, here this definition indicates the therapeutic dose. When a drug is given at a therapeutic dose, if undesirable effects are occurring, that can be represented as an ADR. Whereas apart from these ADRs, other effects of a medicine, like if a drug is given in a test dose, which is not a therapeutic, within the therapeutic window, it's a subtherapeutic dose given to a patient for checking the sensitivity towards a particular antibiotic or whatever the drug is given to the patient. So if for he or she develops any unwanted effects, that also can be reported. And similarly, if medication errors like administration errors or the techniques used while administering, if it is causing some serious, or not only the serious, if non-serious also, if whatever the, apart from the medical condition of the patient, if a new symptom is arising after giving a treatment or a subtherapeutic dose like test dose or administration techniques, if new effect is observed, that also can be reported to Pharmacovigilance Program of India. So this ADR definition was also given by the WHO. So why are these ADRs problem? So they account for the hospital admissions. Around 6.3 plus admissions are nowadays due to the ADRs only, because the patient may be for one particular diagnosis or the clinical condition. If a patient takes or prescribed by a doctor, he or she develops a new symptom or an unwanted effect. So those kind of patients are also admitting into the hospitals. So they account for the hospital admissions, and sometimes it may lead to death of the patient also. So I have come across one case, I don't want to mention the hospital name, where the patient was given ceftriaxone as an antibiotic and the patient was died. There some medication errors were also taken place as per the report given to us, but I don't want to mention that one. But these ADRs are causing some deaths also. So they complicate the treatment. Whatever the existing treatment, if there is a synergistic effect or drug interactions between the drugs or the food, it may develop into a new symptom that may cause a harm to the patient. So they complicate the treatment also, these ADRs. And they also decrease the adherence or compliance or delay in the cure of a disease. Say, for example, one medicine was given to the patient and he or she develops a new symptom which is unwanted. The patient may not be willing to take or continue with the same drug or same medicine, whatever is prescribed by the doctor. So there the adherence is decreasing or the compliance is decreasing because of these adverse effects. So who might get an ADR? So there is no guarantee. This person may not get any adverse drug reaction with a particular drug. So we cannot guarantee. There is no medicinal product completely or 100% safe said to be. So ADRs can be seen in any person with any drug at any time. So monitoring is very essential for the patient safety. As today's agenda is for the patient safety, so it is very essential to monitor the side effects of a drug, each and every drug. So who is most at risk for the ADRs? Especially the children whose immune system will be developing at their growing age, and females because of the many physiological changes compared to the males. There may be a monitoring system is essential, and they are much prone to develop adverse drug reactions. Even in the elderly, as the downward pictures depicts, polypharmacy or multiple medical conditions in elderly may be existing, or they may be taking more than 2 drugs for treating many medical conditions or comorbid conditions. So there is a more chance to develop adverse drug reactions or the side effects of a medicinal product. And previous history of the allergic history. Say, for example, if the patient is allergic to a particular drug, it has to be informed to the doctor or the treating physician by the patient itself. Or if the patient is unable to tell, that physician or the pharmacist has to get the information, previous history, are you allergic to any medicine, something like that. We have to ask the questions, and then only the medicines can be given to the patient. But they are much prone to develop adverse drug reactions. So these are all the risk group population where these ADRs will be more prone to. So next, coming to the history of pharmacovigilance. So there is no exact at the beginning of this, what in the next slide, what I am showing, that was not exactly said to be pharmacovigilance, but there was an observations of adverse effects observed. So it is in 1901, diphtheria antitoxin incident was taken place, where this diphtheria antitoxin was extracted from a milk horse. The horse name is called as Jim, and which was contaminated with the tetanus. That time there was no proper guidelines or the regulatory rules for conducting the or to what we say, for testing the whatever the vaccine or the toxins or the medicines or medical devices at that time. So the extracted antitoxin serum was bottled, and it was used by the population. So there was 13 deaths of the children observed that time. So it has taken place in the US, and the US government has taken, after observing these 13 deaths of the children, the Biological Controls Act 1902 was passed by the government at that time, stating that license for the products or facilities is required, is mandatory that time. So authorities to inspect and withhold or suspend or revoke the licenses as per this Biological Control Act. But it was not completely the pharmacovigilance at that time. There was some acts was developed during this 1930s till 1960s. 1960s. It was like that, only observations and some amendments in the acts was taken place. And after 1961, I will be showing in the next slides what happened and how this pharmacovigilance was evolved. So this is one incident, diphtheria antitoxin toxin incident. And coming to the next incident in 1937, elixir sulfonilamide incident. So it was prescribed to treat the streptococcal infections at that time, especially in the children population, which was contaminated with the diethylene glycol as solvent. At the time of incident, there was no proofs that this diethylene glycol was the culprit for causing this incident. So more than 100 deaths took place at that time, and there was no legal requirements at that time for the excipients used. Only for the active principle, the legal requirements or the licenses has to be taken by the Biological Control Act at that time. Then after observing these more than 100 deaths due to this elixir, this elixir was named as the elixir of death also that time. So the Federal Food and Drug Cosmetics Act 1938 has passed one amendment to the this act, that is, companies are required to provide their products are safe before marketing. So this is one amendment took place at that this elixir sulfonilamide incident. So later on, after testing, it was confirmed that it was not due to the sulfanilamide, but it was due to the diethylene glycol, which was added as a solvent at that particular time, which was the culprit identified, not the sulfanilamide. So this is the labeling of that sulfanilamide elixir at that time in 1930s. So then it came to the 1916. So this is the eye opener. This thalidomide disaster, which took place in 1961, is the eye opener or the birth of this active pharmacovigilance. So what happened during this thalidomide disaster? This thalidomide was first marketed in 1957 in West Germany. It was given or prescribed to the pregnant woman for morning sickness. So there were observation of more than 10,000 infants were born with phocomelia, a condition called seal-like limbs, or we can call it as hypoplastic limbs or aplastic limb conditions were observed in these 10,000 infants at that time. So nothing but there is an abnormality in the formation of the limbs. That is, the babies were born with a fish called sealfish. So sealfish will be having a short limbs, So in that, like that, the babies were born. So this thalidomide was given in 46 countries. I mean, wherever it was given, around 46 countries were affected with this drug, and 40% of the victims died with this within a year. So with this phocomelia, who has born due to this thalidomide, where 40% of the victims have died within a year. But today there are approximately 5,000 thalidomide survivors available. I mean, they are survivors are you can see today in the today's world. So the below this picture depicts thalidomide effect, which is nothing but the phocomelia, a clinical condition where the limbs were not formed in a proper way. So these limbs are looking like a sealfish limbs. So that condition is called as phocomelia. Phoco means abnormal development of the limbs. So there were other range of abnormalities were also seen in the babies who was born during that period. So not only the phocomelia, a congenital deformity of the hands or the legs, either absent or grossly underdeveloped, and there is abnormal ears were present in the babies, and some eye ocular abnormalities and facial palsies. You know what is facial palsies? Is the inability to move or use the muscles which within the face, like for example, if the baby wants to smile, they cannot smile, they cannot show it, they cannot express because the movement was absent in the facial muscles, like that. Facial palsies and internal organ damage and congenital heart diseases. Those who has had this congenital heart diseases were born within 1 year of this thalidomide tragedy. So these are all the other pictures where you can see the thalidomide effect as a phocomelia. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, it's clear.
Yeah, so it happened in 1961. The thalidomide abnormalities were observed. So the first doctor, Dr. McBride, William McBride, who is an Australian obstetrician, he wrote a letter to the Lancet specifying that he has observed some congenital abnormalities. You can see in this picture as an ADR in the pregnant babies. You can see the percentage 1 point. I mean, he's as an obstetrician, he has observed about 1.5% of the babies were born with these abnormalities who has taken this thalidomide, and this thalidomide was marketed as Distable as the brand name during that time. So it was given to the pregnant ladies at that time, and uh, um, for giving the antiemetic or a sedative. As a sedative, it was prescribed to the pregnant woman that time. So whatever the abnormalities he has observed was expressed in this letter, stating that baby bone development seems to be affected in a very striking manner, resulting in a polydactyly. Polydactyly is nothing but the presence of more than five fingers in either in the hands or the legs, and syndactyly is clubbing of the fingers or the toes, he has observed, and failure of the development of the long bones, especially the femur bone and the radius ulna bones. So when there is a short femur and so short radius ulna, you can see that kind of phocomelia where the seal-like limbs are observed in this in his practice, and he has written the same thing to the Lancet so that every reader comes to know who has observed. And he has requested have any of your readers seen similar abnormalities in the babies delivered of a woman who has taken this this drug during pregnancy. He has asked other physicians or the other practitioners who has given this drug to the pregnant woman, are there any observations like similar observations like this? So then every practitioner who has prescribed or who has in the practice of obstetrics and gynecology who has observed, they started reporting this kind of ideas to the I mean started sharing with each other. And then the next incident called for pharmacovigilance was, and then it was informed to the regulators of that US US FDA. So then US FDA reviewer called Frances Kelsey, a woman FDA reviewer, she refused after receiving so many so many effects of this thalidomide, and she refused to authorize the thalidomide for market because she has the concerns about the lack of drug safety for this particular drug. And she has also received a president awards for her federal civilian service by the then John F. Kennedy in 1962 for her not giving the approval for this thalidomide because of the drug safety. Then the USFDA has amended its Food, Drug and Cosmetics Act in 1962. So not only the efficacy of the data and the safety of the data has to be submitted to the regulator of the US FDA. And in UK, yellow card system was introduced. If some such adverse events are observed, it has to be mentioned in the yellow card system, and the patient has to carry wherever he goes for the treatment so that everyone will come to know, and there is a chance for avoiding that kind of medicine. And WHO has taken initiation to start a program, international drug program called Program for International Drug Monitoring in 1968. So this comes with the birth of the pharmacovigilance worldwide. So why this pharmacovigilance is needed? I think you might have understood by this time that these incidences has made us to wake up for looking for the safety, not only for the efficacy and also to observe for the safety of the medicines and for the safety of the patients. So these are all some reasons which I have highlighted here. So the first reason is humanitarian concern. So insufficient evidence of safety from the clinical trials. So as you know, US FDA for approval of a new drug molecule into the market, we have to conduct the clinical trials. So these clinical trials are very much limited because number of participants or the number of the sample size may be up to 3,000. Sometimes it may be up to 5,000 only. But once it comes into the market, millions of people will be using the same medicine, where you cannot, where you may not be, each and every patient may not be visible, or you may not be monitoring each other. So this pharmacovigilance program will help us to monitor the safety of the patients. So that's why this pharmacovigilance is needed. So even before coming to the clinical trials, the drug may undergo the animal experiments, preclinical studies in the animals. So that may not be sufficient to conclude this drug is safe or not. So this is one reason why pharmacovigilance is needed. And the second one is medicines are supposed to save the lives. So dying from a disease is sometimes unavoidable, but dying from a medicine is unacceptable. So no one will accept giving a drug and patient dies means no one will accept. Even if you go to the clinical practice, even in my routine hospital rounds, so there were many arguments with the patients, why you have given this drug, why he has developed so and so condition, something like that. So it is very essential. The given medicine is should save the life but not kill the patient. So that's why monitoring is essential. So at the initial stage, if you are seeing any new symptom or sign or the symptom, so you can minimize by treating that new sign or symptoms. Then third reason is promoting rational use of the medicines for the patient safety. Say, for example, if drug is causing some adverse drug reaction, if you report it to the Pharmacovigilance Program of India and later on to the drug regulatory authorities like CDSCO, some actions will be taken by the regulatory actors, maybe label change or precautions while using so particular kind of medicines. So it is very promoting the rational use of the medicines. This pharmacovigilance is needed. And another reason is ethics. To know of something that is harmful to another person who does not know and not telling is unethical. Say, for example, I have come to know that this drug is causing a new adverse effect. If I'm not telling, this is unethical, right? So it is mandatory or it is essential to inform to the other people also, so that they will be very cautious while prescribing or while taking the medicine themselves itself. And another reason is ADRs are very expensive. I told you in the beginning, 6.5% hospital admissions are due to the ADRs only. I can see in hepatology and also in even in the medicine department also, the patient, even in the dermatology also, the patient takes some OTC medicine. Say, for example, paracetamol, I have seen one serious adverse drug reaction. The 8-year-old boy has been taken paracetamol syrup and he has come up with a serious dermatological adverse drug reaction called Steven Johnson syndrome. It's a whole body, all over the body, skin peeling, all blister formation has been taken. It's a severe kind of skin reaction with a simple paracetamol. We all think that paracetamol is very safe. It may not be for some people. So it depends upon the individual immune system also, which acts on the interaction between the immune system and the drug taken by the patient or the individual. So cost of the drug-related morbidity and mortality exceeds the cost of the medicines themselves. So if a new side effect or because of the side effect, it may be required more other drugs are also needed to be given to treat that adverse drug reaction. So there is a financial burden also because of these adverse drug reactions. So I can show you one example which was reported in our Madras Medical College from our hospital attached to. So here the patient, it happened in 2018, but I wanted to highlight this one. Patient was with a urinary tract infection, which was taken ciprofloxacin along with the citralca as a syrup and paracetamol. Usually with the urinary tract infection, the patient may feel feverish also, or maybe sometimes fever. So because to treat that, paracetamol was given, and citralca is a urine alkalizer and ciprofloxacin is a antibiotic to treat this urinary tract infection. Only 3 drugs were given to the patient. In the next slide, you can see the patient has developed erythema, scaling, exfoliation over the neck, shoulder, back, abdomen, and lower limbs for the past 2 days. So this is the adverse drug reaction or the adverse effect because of this ciprofloxacin the patient developed. Now in the another slide, you can see in order to treat this adverse effect, many drugs were given, which implies on the financial burden. See, on the right side of your this slide, you can see these many drugs were given to treat the patient. Injection ampicillin, injection cefoperazole, metronidazole, hydrocortisone, paracetamol, vitamin C, B complex, and topical dressings like potassium permanganate and saline soaps. So this is one best example for financial burden of the ADRs. So that's why it is very essential to monitor this adverse drug reactions. So no medicinal product is completely devoid of risks. There is no single drug with 100% safety. So therefore, monitoring system is essential to ensure the patient's safety. So drug is given to a patient, you have to monitor and for the benefit of the our patient safety. So next, coming to the pharmacovigilance in India and role of PVPI. So this pharmacovigilance in India was started in 1986 with 12 regional ADR monitoring centers, but it was not successful till 2005 because of the lack of the funds. So in 1997, India joined with this WHO program for international drug monitoring. In short, we'll call it as WHO PIDM, program for international drug monitoring. So we have joined. So though we have joined, we couldn't achieve the to the extent what the WHO has initiated at that particular time. But in 2005, National Pharmacovigilance Program was started, and again it was because of the lack of funds only, it was not effective. And in 2010, this Pharmacovigilance Program of India, PVPI, has been started, and this is the program still today. It is working actively, and it is reaching to the heights under this umbrella called pharmacovigilance. So let us see from 2010 onwards what happened under this program, PVPI program. So on 14th July 2010, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare launched Pharmacovigilance Program of India, PVPI, with a mission to reduce the risks associated with the use of medicines in Indian population. So earlier in the previous slide, I told you till 2005 it was not effective. Though it was in 2005 National Pharmacovigilance Program, NPP, was started, it was focusing only on the safety or the adverse effects of the medicines given OTC, over the counter medicines only. It was focusing only on that one. But in 2010, it was effectively it was started with an intention to monitor the or reduce the risks associated with the medicines in the Indian population. Not only the OTC medicines, even in the clinical practice, even for the private hospitals, they can monitor to reduce the risks associated with the medicines. So that time in 2010, AIIMS New Delhi was established as the National Coordination Center for PVPI, with starting with initially with the 22 ADR monitoring centers. So AMCs, ADR monitoring centers, with the 22 ADR monitoring centers. These centers were working under this AIIMS New Delhi as the NCC, National Coordination Center. And later on, it was not effectively working as per the expectations by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and there was no workforce also to reach its goals. So then this National Coordination Center, AIIMS New Delhi, was shifted to Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission as the National Coordination Center. So now the current National Coordination Center for this PVPI program is Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission, IPC, on 15th of April 2011 onwards. So this is the NCC for PVPI program. So what it does? So this PVPI program mainly deals with the spontaneous and voluntary reporting of adverse drug reactions by healthcare professionals or patients or patient caretakers. So it is not only related to the healthcare professionals to report adverse drug reactions. Even the patient or patient caretakers themselves can report any adverse effects, what they observe in their day-to-day life, if at all they have taken any medicinal products. So these are some examples which I have shown you. So this is a fixed drug eruption due to some drug, abdominal, even simple abdominal pain, vomiting or diarrhea or GI bleed, dyspnea, even rashes. Anything can be reported under this PVPA program with anybody. So what is the role of this NCC PVPI? So it mainly monitors the ADRs among the Indian population. So we as ADR Monitoring Center, as Madras Medical College, as the ADR Monitoring Center, one of the ADR Monitoring Centers, collect the data. We'll call it as in pharmacovigilance terminologies, we call it as ICSRs, individual case safety reports, we'll call it as. So this is collated at the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission PVPI program. So from this collated data, they detect new signals or drug safety alerts from that one. And if there is any drug safety alert, will be issued on monthly basis. I'll be highlighting in the next upcoming slides. And it also issues PVPI newsletters and recommends a safety safety data to the CDSCO for regulatory action. If at all more number of adverse drug reactions pertaining to a particular drug is arising at the database or at the National Coordination Center, so they will issue or recommend this safety issue to the CDSCO for the regulatory action. Maybe drug safety alert or label change, package inserts, label change, or as a signal. Signal is a newly identified adverse effect which was not previously documented. I will be explaining in the next slides. And the NCC PVPI also provides a skill development program in pharmacovigilance. So I think the students who are present in this forum today, they can go to the IPC website, ipc.gov.in. So there you can get the details of this skill development program. It's nothing but a training program. It is around 1 week or 10 days. It depends upon the topics chosen by the concerned authority at the IPC. So it may be around week program or 10 days program, training program. So it is nowadays being conducted online only. Earlier it was a physical mode, offline only, but nowadays after this COVID era, it has been changed to the online sessions. So you can attend this training program and get a valid authorized government authorized certificate from this program also. And it also NCC PVPI also collaborates with WHO UMC, that is Uppsala Monitoring Center. This is the national international center for running the technical part of this adverse drug reaction reporting. So we from our PVPI program sends this ICSRs through VGFlow to this International Drug Monitoring Center, WHO UMC. So now this NCC PVPI has become WHO CC is nothing but the WHO Collaborating Center for Pharmacovigilance in Public Health Programs and the Regulatory Services. So pharmacovigilance in public health programs, mainly for public health programs like NACO, National Tuberculosis Elimination Program, and other health deworming day. You might be observing all these programs one or the other time in every year. So for these programs, especially the pharmacovigilance, this is PVPI has been designated as the WHO CC on 18th July 2017. So you can see this approval by the WHO letter on the right side of the slide, and this inauguration of that WHO CC picture at the IPC, Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission. So ADR reporting stakeholders who are all involved in ADR reporting under this PVPI program. So here you can see the main elements of ADR reporting are healthcare professional, patients, or any patient caretaker can report adverse drug reactions by using this ADR reporting tools like ADR form is available, ADR mobile app is available. You can download this ADR mobile app from the Google Play Store, ADR PVPI. The app name is ADR PVPI. So you can download it from the Google Play Store, and you can also use this toll-free number, which is now as IBRS supported, 1800-180-3024, and you can use the ADR reporting form, which you can download from the IPC websites or from the ADR monitoring centers also you may get it. And not only from the healthcare system, from the pharma industries also, the ADRs are being collected by the NCC PVPI and do the causality or case processing by a method called case processing, and quality review will be done at the NCC PVPI. If it is a valid report, then it has to be the safety, if there are any safety concerns, then it will be informed to the regulatory authority CDSCO, and also the same information is submitted to the WHO UMC center, which is a International Drug Monitoring Center. If it is not a valid, if a single ICSR they are doing the quality review and it is not a valid report, the same will be reverted back to the ADR monitoring centers or to the pharmaceutical industries who have submitted that particular report for further information to be captured. So this is about the stakeholders and the process, how this ADR reporting takes place under this PVPI program. So I will be showing in a simple way in the upcoming slide somewhere. So this PVPI ADR, under this PVPI, I told you in the beginning itself, ADR monitoring centers and national and international collaborating with the PVPI, I told you in the agenda. So what are these ADR monitoring centers? Any medical institution, whether it is a government or the corporate hospitals, have to enroll as ADR monitoring center under this PVPI program as per the National Medical Council, as it has given a notice that every teaching institution or the medical or corporate hospitals has to become ADR monitoring center. So currently around 1050 ADR monitoring centers are working under this PVPI program. Under that, Madras Medical College is one of the ADR monitoring center. We are working since 2010 under this PVPI program. Madras Medical College is working as a AMC under this PVPI since 2010. And now we have been upgraded as Regional Training Center for Pharmacovigilance for Tamil Nadu region in 2021. And Pharmacovigilance Associate, under the guidance of coordinator, is responsible for the case processing of ICSR. So I am the person who is working at MMC as a Pharmacovigilance Associate. I will be processing the ICSRs to the National Center. So what are the other PV collaborations or the PV programs? So if it is a drug-related adverse drug reactions, so we can use the simple ADR reporting form, which is available in the IPC website. And if it is related, particularly related to the blood and blood related products, we can have a separate program called Hemovigilance Program of India, which is also called as HVPI. I'll be showing the forms which are used under the to report adverse drug reactions, adverse effects due to blood and blood related products transfusion. This is one program, and another program is adverse event following immunization. So if any vaccine is given to a person or the individual, if the individual may develop some side effects or the adverse effects, which can be reported by using another form called as AEFI reporting form. I will be showing in the next slide. So this is one program, adverse event following immunization. And as a previous speaker, Dr. Venkatesh sir was speaking about the medical devices. So because of the medical devices, if any adverse effects are observed or monitored, you can report those reports to this Material Vigilance Program of India, which is called as MVPI. So there is a separate form for this one. It is about 5 pages. The report form is, which is somewhat complicated to fill up, but it is very essential as a healthcare professionals. It is our moral responsibility to report if any such incidences if you come across. So this is a form, we can download it from the National Institute of Biologicals, a transfusion reaction reporting form for blood and blood products. This is one form available, and which was updated now. Now it is earlier only this form was available both for the donor and the recipient adverse effects to report. But now this is for the recipient. If blood transfusion was given to a patient or the patient develops some adverse effects, unwanted effect, this form can be used to report that one. But this form is available for the donor. Say for example, after donating the blood, the individual who has donated or the donor develops some hypotension, maybe some giddiness or hypotension or bradycardia, something like that. So this form can be filled up and reported to the HVPI program or directly to the PVPI program also. So these are all the softwares where these reports can be uploaded or submitted to the National Center. Hemovigil is for the recipient donor, and donor vigil software is for the donor vigilance or if a donor develops any adverse effects. And this is the form used for reporting the vaccine-related adverse effects, that is called as AEFI, a serious AEFI notification form. This is the form where you have to fill. It's all more user-friendly. You can fill on your own. The columns are more specific, and you can fill it on very easily. And this is how this ADR monitoring centers receive this AEFI. Whatever not only the AEFI, even HVPI reports also we will receive, and this is the process. ADR reporting form will be filled up and entered into the VG And if it is a serious AEFI, then the form has to be scanned up and will be shared to the district immunization officer or state immunization officer officer, and also to this NHP National Health Program, NCC PVPI. So we have to mail the copy of the same. If it is an adverse reaction which is very serious because of the vaccine, the scanned copy has to be shared to 3 people, that is DIO, SEPIO, and the PVPI program. And similarly, Vigiflow, we will be uploading the same case. And Material Vigilance Program of India. So Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission is the National Coordination Center, NCC, whereas Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute of Medical Sciences and Technology is the National Collaborating Center, which is situated in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, and National Health System Resource Center, New Delhi, acts as the technical support partner for this MVPI program. And to report this medical device related adverse effects, there is a separate form which I have not highlighted here, but this is available in the IPC website, MDAE form. Medical Devices Adverse Event Reporting Form. You can download it from the IPC website, and you can report if you come across such incidences due to medical devices. And what are the other national collaborations of PVPI? So PVPI is collaborated with the National Tuberculosis Elimination Program. Currently, 21 centers across country which are having this NTEP programs are enrolled, and they are reporting actively adverse drug reactions due to anti-tubercular drugs. Though our Madras Medical College is also one of the national NTEP, under this NTEP program, we are also reporting. So maximum monthly around 15 to 20 cases they will report to us, and I will be uploading the same into the Vigiflow and submit it to the national center, where quality review will be done, and finally send it to the WHO UMC. And next one is National AIDS Control Organization. In our MMC also we have a ART center, so they are also actively reporting monthly 5 to 10 reports they are submitting us, and we are processing the cases to NCC PVPI. So across the country, 20 centers are actively reporting ART related adverse effects if at all come across. And the National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program is another national program which is also collaborated with PVPI. Around 58 centers are involved in reporting of such adverse events due to the drugs which are used in the national vector-borne diseases. And coming to the international collaboration of PVPI, so PVPI is collaborated with the WHO UMC, which is the National Drug Monitoring Center. You can see WHO is collaborated with the Uppsala Monitoring Center. The name is, this center is situated in Uppsala. That's why, not only that's why, there is a university called Uppsala University, where this international drug monitoring is also being taken. I mean, the technical part of this pharmacovigilance program is taken care by this Uppsala Monitoring Center, whereas WHO takes only the regulation of the policies. If at all any such serious adverse drug reactions are reported worldwide, the regulatory action will be taken by the WHO, whereas UMC only the technical partner of this WHO UMC. So this Uppsala Monitoring Center has been collaborated with the WHO in the year 1978. That's what I have focused here. So WHO headquarters Geneva, which is responsible for the policy issues, whereas WHO UMC is situated in Sweden, responsible for the operation of the PV program, technical operation of the PV program, and collaborated with the WHO UMC in 1978. And currently, in this is the database, which Uppsala Monitoring Center is maintaining a big database called VigiBase. You can see on the yellow box here. So VigiBase is the database where this safety information is finally stored, and which may be used for the regulatory actions, ultimate regulatory actions based upon the incidences taken place, whether it is a regional or worldwide. So currently, this database contains 40 million, more than 40 million ADR reports in its database. So next, coming to the ADRs, what to report, who can report, where to report, and how to report under this PVPI program. So I would like to request everyone, if you come across, whether it is a known, I think being a pharmacist or being a healthcare professional, you might be knowing. So paracetamol may cause some side effects, like if it is taken beyond the prescribed dose, maybe 4 grams, up to 4 grams, it is tolerable. After that, if you keep on taking, it may cause some hepatotoxicity. So that can be reported. Or simple, say for example, if you have taken some antibiotic and immediately within half an hour or 1 hour, you may develop some vomiting, that can be reported. So that's why this is known or unknown, serious or non-serious. Whether it is due to medicines, vaccines, herbal products, or the medical devices, you can report it to this mail ID is given. And the first mail ID is the IPC mail ID, where you can report the adverse drug reactions. And the second, the downward mail ID is the MMC Chennai, Madras Medical College Chennai's mail ID, where you can report the adverse effects if you come across. So keep in mind whether it is a known one or unknown one, serious one or non-serious one can be reported. So who can report? A doctor, pharmacist, dentist, nurse, patient caretaker, anybody can report adverse drug reactions. Now, what are all the where to report and how to report? What are all the tools available under this PVPI program? So as I said, ADR PVPI is a mobile application. You can download it from the Google Play Store and you can report it is a user friendly. You can the simple terminologies will be asked by the app, and you can give nothing but your details or the patient details, like initials. You need not to give the full name also. You can give the initials, age, gender, and what was the medication taken and what was the side effects, when it has taken, how much dose you have taken. Some simple questions which is essential for reporting an adverse effect. So those kind of information you have to provide in this one. Whereas ADR form, this form is available from the IPC website. You can see www.ipc.gov.in. You can download this form and you can fill up this form. And as I said in the previous slide, you can send it to the mail IDs provided there. And nearby ADR monitoring center also you can send this ADR form. The filled and scanned copy of this form can be shared to the AMCs near to you. Say for example, Madras Medical College, you can send it. And the toll-free number, now it is available as a IVRS system. So you can call to this number from Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and you can give the information on the adverse effect what you have observed. And recently during this National Pharmacovigilance Week, what we have celebrated from 17th to 23rd of September. It is since 2021 we are celebrating this NPW, National Pharmacovigilance Week, and the dates are fixed, September 17th to 23rd. So because for that purpose only this a QR code was developed by the IPC and which was shared to all the ADR monitoring centers. So you can scan this QR code and report the adverse drug reactions. If you scan this one, the same mobile application, what you see, the same parameters you can see and fill the required information and send it to the PVPI. So that's why the theme of this year's NPW was your safety just a click away, report to PVPI. So just click this QR code, then you can report the adverse drug reactions. So what happens to the reported ADR? Say for example, you have observed on ADR and you have reported to the nearby ADR monitoring center. So we at ADR monitoring center will do the quality check and authentication and completeness. So we'll look for this completeness also. Incomplete reports are not submitted to the PVPI. So we will enter into the VigiFlow, which is an online safety data management system where this data will be saved ultimately into the Vigibase, which cannot be deleted. Only you can do the modifications, but it cannot be deleted at the AMC level or the national centers. Only the persons who are working at the personnel who are working at the WHO UMC can do the nullification. Even they also cannot delete the cases what we have entered into the VigiFlow. Only nullification means invalid cases they will put into one different basket, something like that. So from this VigiFlow, initially it goes to the National PVPI program where they will also do the quality assessment and risk benefit assessment. If at all there are any safety issues arising, then the report, the safety concerns will be informed to the CDSCO for further regulatory actions, and same can be submitted to the WHO UMC if it is a valid ICSR. If it is an invalid ICSR, if some information is missing, it is reverted back to the ADR monitoring center or who has reported this one. So we have to furnish the details what they are asking or the missing information. Then you have to send it to again through VigiFlow to the NCC PVPI for further processing. So this is a simple flow chart, how this, what happens to the reported area in a simple, for an easy understanding. So once you have reported with the full information or complete information, so what is the use of that data? Okay, so the signal detection or the drug information leaflet changes and drug safety alerts are issued by PBPI using the statistical methods, which I am not emphasizing here because it will take another 1 hour time for you for explaining those statistical methods. One simple method, the common method, which is easily understandable, that one alone I will express here. Say for example, a new adverse drug reaction which was not documented in the literature or during the clinical trial, a new and rare adverse drug reaction, and which is a serious adverse drug reaction, was identified or reported by one person or the one ADR monitoring center, can be said to be drug safety alert. So in the database, sorry. So in the database, if PVPI observes such kind of rare new adverse drug reaction, initially they'll issue the drug safety alert. So these drug safety alerts will be issued it will be communicated to the CDSCO and also to the healthcare professionals or the ADR monitoring centers. Even in the social media, these drug safety alerts may be issued. Social media like LinkedIn, Medical Dialogues, which is a daily newsletter available in the online. So such social medias will be used for issuing these drug safety alerts. So this is the one single report of a rare previously undocumented ADR was reported the first time. So they will wait until it reaches to 3 minimum. At least 3 reports has to come, such same adverse drug reactions with the same drug. At least the number has to reach 3. So then only they will make it as a signal. Yeah, this kind of rare adverse drug reaction is being observed with so and so particular drug. So be cautious while giving this prescribing this drug to the healthcare professionals. Or if it is a fatal adverse effect, fatal means death causing, or near to the patient has touched the life-threatening condition. If the patient has reached up to that level, also that time the regulatory action, PBPI will suggest the information, communicate the information to the CDSCO for the regulatory actions, either to ban the drug or to withhold the drug in the market, not for use for a specified period, something like that. So that is called as a signal detection. If it is a rare adverse drug reaction whose intensity is also not previously documented, say for example hepatitis, maybe with some particular drug. So in the newly reported information, you have observed fulminant hepatitis or some fibrosis, something which was not earlier documented during the clinical trials or in any literatures. So then that will be considered as a signal detection. So then risk management. So if at all any drug safety alert was there, or any new or more number of adverse drug reactions are being reported to national program, is there any chance for drug information leaflet changes? If there is any changes in the information leaflet, so this drug may cause this kind of adverse drug reaction, so include this term in your patient information leaflets. Like that, PVPI will communicate the information to CDSCO, and CDSCO will give the notices to the manufacturing industries who are manufacturing that particular kind of drug, so that they will also make the changes in their labeling changes. So that is called as risk management. Or this kind of adverse drug reaction has come across, and how to treat that and how to minimize that, in such kind of risk minimization plans can be taken under this risk management plan. And drug regulation, as I told you, if it is a fatal effect of that particular drug, side effect or the ADR, then drug regulators will stop the marketing of that particular medicine, or maybe withhold for some period to do the analysis or the testing of that particular or that kind of medication. And education, so we can educate all the healthcare professionals. So this particular new adverse drug reaction was observed with this kind of medicine, and be cautious while prescribing, especially maybe in the special populations like pediatrics or geriatrics or pregnant or lactating mothers, something like that. So in this way, this data is utilized and it is helpful for safeguarding the patients. So we'll see the few examples. There are many outcomes of this PVPI or the pharmacovigilance program. So I will be highlighting only the few for your easy understanding. So PVPI outcome recommendations to the CDSCO. So far 2011 onwards, there were around 177 drug safety alerts were issued and 70 change in the package inserts were observed and 15 signals. I told you what is a signal. Reported information as a possible causal relationship. Causal, it is not casuality or nothing, but it is a causal relationship. So between an adverse event and a drug, the relationship may be known, unknown, or incompletely documented previously. I told you, one safety issue with one particular drug which has a causal relationship means the onset of adverse effect is possible. Maybe after taking the medicine only the patient has developed a new a rare adverse drug reaction. That means there is a temporal relationship, means nothing but time relationship. After taking the drug only, patient has developed a new symptom or which was not documented earlier. So that is said to be signal. Whereas drug safety alerts, signal means it has to reach at least minimum, and or otherwise the statistical methods what they are using.
Ma'am,
It
sorry
has
to
to.
interrupt.
Yes, ma'am.
We are already running out of time.
Yeah, I will be finishing off in
Yes.
another 5
Yes.
minutes. I'll be finished off,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yes,
Sorry.
ma'am. Yeah, it's okay, ma'am. So this is called a signal. It has to reach minimum 3 or it has to meet the criteria which where the statistical methods are being used for identifying a signal. Till that time it is said to be drug safety alert. So 177 drug alerts so far issued by the PVPI program and 15 signals. So these were the drug safety alerts given by the Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission on monthly basis. So in the month of March 2025, these are the drug safety alerts given. Metronidazole, acute generalized xanthematous pustulosis is an adverse effect. Luliconazole, which is an antifungal. Plasma or melasma. Dalteparin is an anticoagulant, muscle spasms. Glycoside, anti-diabetic drug. Erythema multiforme. Tramadol, which is a painkiller. Fixed drug eruptions was observed or reported. And in the month of May, sulfamethoxazole plus trimethoprim, leukopenia was reported. Propranolol and metoprolol, these are beta blockers. Psoriasis were observed and reported. This issue issued in June 2025. And metoprolol, propranolol, atenolol, and carvedilol, erectile dysfunction. This was also in June 2025. And August 25, 2 more alerts were given. Tranexamic acid, nasal congestion, and metoclopramide, tachycardia was reported. This was extracted from the database of the PVPI, from the reports collected from the all ADR monitoring centers. So these are the 15 signals which was updated or communicated to the CDSCO. Cefixime, again AZEP, itraconazole, again AZEP, acute generalized xanthematous pustulosis, furosemide dermatitis lichenoid, lithium carbonate, drug reaction with eosinophilia and systemic symptoms syndrome, DRESS syndrome, fluconazole, hyperpigmentation, sultamir, sinus bradycardia. So these are all the 15 signals identified so far from the data available in the PVPI database. So this is the global position of the PVPI. So as we are collaborated with the WHO PIDM, there are 180 member countries reporting adverse drug reactions from their respective countries. So India is the 8th largest reporter of ICS as to this WHO PIDA program. So we are about 2.2% in the global data, whereas United States of India is in the first position with the 42.20% in the ADR reporting. So PVPA drug safety alerts in the WHO newsletter also highlighted. So metronidazole and tetracycline, risk of fixed drug eruptions, and vancomycin, risk of DRESS syndrome, which was also highlighted in the WHO newsletter. These are available in the WHO website. As if you type of WHO pharmaceutical newsletters, you can see all these reports. And PVPA drug safety this in 2024, tranexamic acid medication error. But this report is not from our India. This is from the South Africa. You can see here. So, and what happened in this case is the tranexamic acid injection was given to induce a cesarean delivery. I mean, as an anesthetic agent during the cesarean deliveries. As mistakenly it was given to the patient, so it went into the life-threatening conditions, even the fatal adverse drug reactions. I mean, deaths were also taken place. So that South Africa, that country has reported the same to the WHO UMC, and later on they have taken some regulatory actions to use I mean, the package inserts, they have to highlight and high alert as mentioned, and for IV use only. And they have given some instructions that has to be, packaging should be very highlighted and separate from the all anesthetic drugs apart from this tranexamic acid. And some instructions were also given to the given by the regulatory authority of that South Africa, that is South African Health Products Regulatory Authority, SAHPRA. That is not from India, that is from South Africa. And this is again from the mefenamic acid stress syndrome from India. And this is a signal by the WHO itself, where delaminid was given to the pediatric population. Especially in pediatric population, this signal was observed as sleep disorders and hallucinations. This delaminid was given to the patients, I mean TB patients who are resistant to other anti-tubercular drugs. We will call it as MDR-TB or XDR-TB, MDR, multi-drug resistant tuberculosis patients. So this delaminid was the culprit for producing sleep disorders and hallucinations. So there were about 16 cases were received worldwide about this delaminid causing pediatric sleep disorders and hallucinations. And this is also one PV update by the WHO, where miltefosine is causing potential ocular disorders in patients with Kala Azar. So miltefosine, post-Kala Azar patients, miltefosine was causing the ocular disorders, and most of the cases are from India. And this is one newsletter signal by the in 2022 signal by the WHO itself. It is methotrexate induced muscle spasm. So around 390 cases were reported worldwide. In that 18 countries, many of the reports are from the 18 countries. In that also Europe and Americas was the largest, highest number of ADRs have been reported due to this methotrexate induced muscle spasm. Even in the Asia also. Asia is also involved in reporting those cases. So this is one signal, muscle spasm, which was not documented earlier, but after receiving these reports, it has been identified as a signal by the WHO itself. And this is another drug safety alert: haloperidol, risk of cogwheel rigidity, and cephalosporins causing fixed drug eruptions. Tetracycline, risk of coagulopathy, tigecycline, minoxidil, folliculitis. So this is our Madras Medical College. This is our regional training center. We are working under PVPI program. And we use these modes of ADR reporting methods, as that is a suspected ADR reporting form, PV, which is provided by PVPI, and our own MMC ADR reporting form, which is very simplified, which is almost complied with this PVPI form. And we are also using Google Forms and ADR register in the wards to collect the ADR reports for the safeguarding the patient safety. So let us join hands with PVPI to ensure patient safety. Please report any adverse drug reactions if you come across for the patient safety. So patient safety is our priority. That is the motto of this today's webinar also. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'll be asking.
Thank you very much, madam, for taking us through the journey of Pharmacovigilance Program of India and enlightening us about the importance of ADR reporting. So since many of the participants are students, maybe some career prospects in this region, in this domain, will be very helpful for them, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you add a note on that, career prospects? prospects?
Career prospects, no, they have to any certification courses in pharmacovigilance. Even I told you in the beginning, skill development program which is provided by the PVPA program. So that also helps them to get a job opportunity in the pharmacovigilance domain. So not only in the healthcare but also in the pharma industry, there is a even in the IT companies who are tie up who has a tie up with the industries, with the pharma companies. There are also many opportunities for this, even B Pharm or M Pharm graduates. So if they do 3 months course or 6 months certification course, that will be a beneficial for them to enter into this pharmacovigilance field.
Thank you, madam. So any
Because
other
they
questions?
because they want if they do this certification course, they will come across about the various databases. We under PVPI program, we know about only the VG based database, but whereas in the industry side there are many softwares available, databases available. So they will come across about these databases. They will have some little knowledge which may help them to easily understand the work process at the industry level or in the IT companies. Even in as I'm based at Chennai, even Icon Clinical Research, they are using Argus as the database, and Accenture is also working. They're also having multiple databases based upon their client requirements. So they will have some little knowledge when they do this certification course in the pharmacovigilance. There are many institutions available online. If they Google search also, they'll get a number of institutions providing certification courses.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your valuable time and effort you have made to prepare the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
And we have received many appreciations in the chat box regarding your session. So they
Okay.
have mentioned this as very informative and excellent session. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your time,
Thank
that
you.
too on Sunday.
Thank you, ma'am. It's my privilege. I'm happy to share my knowledge with the different kind of participants, like faculty are also there, students are also there, and I'm happy to see additional drug controller, Dr. Venkatesh sir. So I could see different people in a single platform. Thank you. Thank you for giving the opportunity to entire IPGA Women Forum. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much.
Thank you very
ma'am.
much.
So this is your token of appreciation. We'll be mailing this appreciation certificate.
Yeah,
Thank you
sure,
for
ma'am.
your
Thank you.
valuable time, and thank you for sharing the screen even on this Sunday.
Yeah, thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, we are at the end of the program. So thank you all for joining today's session. So it went in a lengthy way, but it's an elaborative and informative, as we have expert speakers in the panel. So that was enlightening and enriching sessions we had today. Dear students, thank you for patient listening. And let us move on to vote of thanks. I would like to thank Dr. Atul Nasa sir, National President sir, for his distinct vision and found in head of illuminating ideas and ideal knowledge and inspiring us for doing all these programs. I would like to thank all the South Zone state presidents, Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Andhra Pradesh, for supporting the Women Forum and encouraging us to do these events and to create awareness in the students. The special thanks to today's chief guest of the program, Dr. Manju Singh Ma'am, National Chairperson, IPGA Women Forum, have always extended support with smile and inspiring us to do all these events. On behalf of the South Zone Women Forum, I extend a real hearty vote of thanks to our speakers. Sri Venkatesh sir, sorry for your assistant drug controller. So I'm very sorry that I couldn't, I made a correction here. So assistant drug controller Karnataka for sharing his insights, and Siddharaju Devi Priya ma'am, who spared the time for out of their busiest schedule to grace the today's webinar. Today, we had an opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us in our future events. Last but not least, the man behind the scenes who have given the technical support for the Zoom link, Dr. Jaybalan sir, President Alwar Chapter, IPGA Rajasthan, who has been extending support in the background. I would further extend my gratitude to all my Women Forum team of South Zone all together jointly extended unwavering support in making this webinar a successful one. My deep sense of thanks and appreciation goes to all the participants who were around 250 plus participants registered and available online 150 participants who were live with us and attended the webinar with great enthusiasm and made it a great success. We have come to the end of the program. Let us stand for the national anthem. Thank you all. Can you everyone on your video so that we'll have one file photo. Yeah, thank you all for joining the session. Have a nice day.